My Hebrew brothers and sisters, 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth. Let me take this moment to say thank you for your subscriptions. Thank you for your likes and your comments and your prayers and everything that you have done, are doing to help advance this ministry. My brothers and sisters, this is our mandate. Our mandate is to do the things that Yahuwah really calls us to do. And that is to teach His word, to spread His word, so that those brothers and sisters scattered all over the earth can hear and can come from their slumber, be awakened to new life. And this new life, my brothers and sisters, is in Yahushua. And He wants us to give ourselves. So we thank you for everything you do. And we're going to ask you to encourage your friends and your family members. And just when you go to view a session, please always remember to like it. Don't wait for the last moment, because if you did, what's going to happen? You're going to forget. Okay? You're going to forget. So praise be to Yahuwah. Praise be to Yahuwah. In verse 16 that we just read in the in the previous session, for I said, hear me, lest they rejoice over me. When my foot slips, they'll magnify themselves. My brothers and sisters, as we know, this is how the devil works. This is how Satan works. He gets you down, and lo and behold, he's all over the place, spreading the news. Oh, I was able to get Murray Yeshua today. Come on, let us rejoice. Because, you see, he's going to lay it up for a couple days and he won't be able to do what he's tend to, to want to do. You're not going to be able to do that. Let us rejoice. We have more time to deal with those Hebrew Israelite people who have not been awakened, and try to encourage them to stay in their sin and do the things that they're doing. My brothers and sisters, let me say this. This is what He wants. This is His desire. But believe me, my brothers and sisters, He could try as hard as He can. He is not going to be able to outdo. He's not going to be able to outdo Yahuwah. But in verse 17, as we're looking at Psalm 38, the title, A Man in Pain Prays. Here David going through his pain and his praying, trusting, and waiting and believing that Yahuwah is going to come through for him. And my brothers and sisters, this is a very good testimony. And this is a very good illustration here to show that because David show his trust, is trusting in Yahweh. He thrust himself into Yahweh. Because he know that he can take care of him. Here, listen what he said here in verse 17. For I am ready to halt. Oh my goodness. He's ready to halt. He said, my sorrow is continually before me. The burden was so heavy. And he's at the point of saying, look, I cannot do it anymore. I cannot make it anymore. I'm just, I can't make it. It is bigger than I am able to manage. He is ready to halt. I want us to look at the word here. Because the word, the word ready here is the word kun. It is kun. It is kaf, vav, and nun. And this word here means ready, means firm. Firm. Okay? To be firm. That's what it is here. And it has this idea of certainly. It's confirming. He's directing. And it also has the idea of faithfulness or fashion, something to fasten. You stand firm. You know, be something like something befitted. If you come from a primitive root, to be erect, that means you stand up. Like stand up perpendicular, that kind of way. And so to set up, and in a great variety of application, the word here is used, whether it's literally or, to fix something, to prepare, figuratively to a point, to render, to show, and sometimes it can have the connotation of being prosperous, but certainly confirm is direct, in faithfulness, sometimes you fashion your life in a way that you're steadfast, or you fasten to something, you're firmly be fitted. You're fitted for the job. Yeah, some people give them something to do and they say that they're fitted for the job, they're fitted for the job. That, in other words, they are ordained, by the Ruach. Ordained, or the life is ordered. And sometimes we refer to and say, it's a perfect fit, They have made preparation. In other sense, they prepare themselves, for what Yahweh wants. And then, provide the ways, and they make the provision, So you're ready. You're ready, you fast. And then you have the connotation of being stable or established. So you have a firm stand. Because you see, you patiently waited, you see. You patiently waited. So he said here, I am ready to halt. And this is what he said. My sorrow it said, my sorrow is continually before me. Wow. My sorrow, he said here, is continually before me. The word continually here is a word tamid. Tamid. Continually. Something you continue to do. Continually. Tamid. It's something that you always do. You know, something that you can continual employment daily, you know. And if you want to use a word that sometimes is like a perpetual thing, you know, come from an unused root meaning to stretch, you know, properly, continuance. And it's like you stretch and it's indefinite, right? You keep stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching. Indefinite. And the more you stretch is the more, you know, so indefinite extension. That's what we refer to there. And the word is used as, you know, something constant. Constantly. You know, it means like a regular daily sacrifice. You know, something that we were doing all the time. It was something that was done all the time. All the time they're doing it. You know, continually, you know, daily, evermore, perpetual. So he said, he's ready. His sorrow is continually before me. My sorrows every time I go to bed, my sorrow is there. Okay? My sorrow is there. Every time I get up, my sorrow is there. Every time I drove down the road, my sorrow is there. Anywhere I go, my sorrow is there. Yes, my brothers and my sisters. His sorrow is there. And you know what though? Hasatan is not going to fail. He is not going to fail to remind you that your sorrow is there. What can you do? Your burden, your heavy burden, sorrow, all kind of stuff. But guess what? Remember that you're firm. You're standing firm in Yahweh. Even though your foot is slipping, you try to find a way to grip. I watch the animal show from time to time. And let me tell you what. I was looking at the show and saw this zebra. I thought zebra, a donkey, one of them. But anyway, it went onto the water hole. And as he never knew that the crocodile was there waiting for him. As he put his mouth down to drink, his head down to drink, the crocodile jump up and grab him. But by the time he see the crocodile and he cannot try to back up, the crocodile grab him right in his mouth, between his mouth and his nose. And he start bracing back. right? He was bracing back. And the crocodile pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. And at one point, it looked like his front legs, they were sliding because the place was kind of wet. And it could seem like it's sliding, and you could have seen like the earth gonna break there, the part where he was standing. But he was holding back. And his two hind legs, they were the one they were holding back and pulling back at it, and he stood up. He did not. He lifted the gator out of the water. He's a strong animal. He lifted the gator up, and there the gator was still up there spinning, holding on there. And guess what? The gator finally tore off a piece of his mouth. You could see the blood coming down, and then the gator gone with the piece that he got, a little piece, and then he just back up and turn around. Of course, he has a bloody nose, right? Bloody mouth and bloody nose, but the gator or the crocodile, whatever it was, did not have the victory over him in that sense, because he wanted to pull him down, but he was standing firm, bracing back. He said, I am ready to halt, he said, and my sorrow is continually before me. Yes, my brothers and my sisters. The sorrow here. Continually. Look at the word here. Because the word tamid is the word, the consonants tav, mem, yod, and dalet. Tamid. And so what he's saying here, he's talking about continuity. Continuity. Always. Perpetual. Yes, my brothers and my sisters. It's perpetual. Constant. Something that is continued. Praise be to his holy name. And so, here we see in verse 17. But let's look at verse 18. And we're going to read a little bit of that because we won't be able to continue because of the length of the verse and the time that we have. But he said, listen what he said in verse 18. For I will declare mine iniquity. He is going to declare his iniquity. My brother and my sisters, iniquity is sin. But it is multitude of sins come together. Like a amalgamated package. All kind of stuff inside of that package. All kind of stuff in the package. He said, I will declare my iniquity. My brothers and sisters, one of the things that we cannot do is that when we sin, we walk around and do you have a politician who say he never sinned, he never done anything wrong. So what we have then, if that's the case, we would have another Elohim equal walking around here trying to play the politics and doing all kind of wrong and evil stuff. And so that, hey, but our Yahuwah or Elohim doesn't do anything wrong. He's the only one that we know never sin, never do anything wrong. He can't be, because he is Yahuwah. He's our Elohim, the creator of the universe, my brothers and my sisters. So we're going to ask you to be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.